All right, welcome back to the deep dive. Today, we're plunging headfirst into something, well, incredibly critical: how healthcare organizations actually protect all that sensitive patient data. It's a field under immense pressure and, for good reason.
Absolutely. It's a huge challenge.
Our mission today is to really pull out the most important insights from a specific source. It's a document detailing how a privileged access management solution, PAM, directly tackles the tough requirements of HIPAA.
HIPAA, the Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act.
Exactly. We want to understand how this advanced identity security works to genuinely safeguard protected health information, PHI, at every single layer.
And that's just vital, isn't it? HIPAA isn't just some regulation you tick a box for. It's really the bedrock of patient trust. It demands confidentiality, integrity, and availability of PHI. So it mandates these comprehensive safeguards: administrative, technical, physical. What we'll unpack today is how a robust PM solution becomes, well, a foundational part of meeting those demands.
hmm
Building a truly secure environment.
Okay, so let's unpack this then. When we talk about protecting PHI, it really all starts at the basics, right? Secure access. It's not just about who gets in the door, but precisely what they can actually do once they're inside.
That's the core of it.
Let's kick things off with what I think is, well, an absolute cornerstone: role-based access control, RBAC. The brilliance of RBAC, I think, isn't just about limiting access. It's how it forces organizations to really define every role and what data they truly need. You often find roles with way more access than required, right? Even trusted people. It builds in that critical segregation of duties right into the system.
That's a crucial point. RBAC links directly to HIPAA's minimum necessary standard. It's all about precision, making sure people only access the information absolutely essential for their job. Nothing more. Think of it like a really carefully crafted permissions list. Overprivileging, even by accident, just becomes much harder.
Right. And then, of course, multi-factor authentication, MFA. That's basically non-negotiable for privileged accounts these days, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely.
It seriously strengthens login security, moving beyond just, a password. But in a healthcare setting, things can be complex, fast-paced clinical workflows. How do organizations actually implement MFA for these privileged users without causing a lot of friction? That seems tricky.
You've hit on a really significant challenge there. MFA is fundamental against common attacks like stolen credentials, sure. But implementing it for privileged users, it often needs specific thought, like how do you handle emergency access if the internet's down? Or how do you make it work smoothly with older clinical systems? The deeper insight isn't just turn on MFA. It's making it work without hindering critical patient care. Maybe using context-aware MFA that adapts based on where someone is or what device they're using.
Okay, that makes sense. Now, here's where it gets really interesting for me. This concept of least privilege combined with just-in-time access, JIT. So this isn't just about limiting access. It actually gets rid of those standing privileged accounts, the ones with constant high-level access.
Right, the audios on admin accounts.
Instead, you get access only when you actually need it, and just for the minimum time required, but practically. How complex is that to implement? What are the biggest hurdles for organizations trying to get rid of those always-on accounts?
Well, it raises that important question, doesn't it? Why give someone admin rights for an hour if they only need 5 minutes? The concept is simple, but the implementation, it needs a deep understanding of the workflows. Organizations often bump up against that, but we've always done it this way attitude.
Ah, yes, the cultural resistance.
Exactly. Moving to JIT is a big shift. It needs really granular control over permissions, a solid approval process. But the payoff is huge. It drastically limits potential PHI exposure. And it lines up perfectly with HIPAA's minimum necessary idea.
Speaking of approvals, the access request workflow sounds like it formalizes all this. Managerial approval, documentation.
Absolutely. That formal process directly supports HIPAA's technical controls for access approvals. It ensures there's a clear, auditable trail, verifiable record and authorization for every access grant, invaluable for security and for audit time.
Got it. And then we get into user activity attribution and pushing to stop credential sharing. So every action gets tied back to a unique, authenticated user. No more shared admin accounts, hopefully.
Hopefully. It's non-negotiable, really.
I imagine that's crucial for accountability.
It really is. I actually worked with an organization once. They found an old shared IT admin account. Hadn't been used in years.
Uh-oh.
Until a ransomware attack hit. And guess what credential popped up?
Oh no, the dormant account.
Exactly. That's why clear attribution for all PHI access is so critical. It hits HIPAA's individual accountability standards squarely. You need that clear record. Who did what, when, where. It eliminates those hidden risks, those ticking time bombs.
Okay, makes sense. Beyond individuals, there's also the ongoing work. Regular access reviews, managing vendor access, automated reviews spotting inappropriate access sound incredibly useful. And for vendors, giving them controlled temporary access through secure methods.
Yeah, these measures significantly shrink the attack surface. Regular reviews keep access rights current, and the vendor controls align with HIPAA's business associate rules. It's about remembering your security is only as strong as your weakest link. And third parties, vendors, they're often that link if you don't manage them carefully.
Right. So we've established who can get into the vault, so to speak, but what happens after they're inside? That seems like the next big piece. Accountability, incident prevention. Because even authorized access can be risky if it's not transparent.
That's exactly right. Knowing what happens inside is just as vital.
First up then, session monitoring and recording. This means every privileged session is watched, recorded, maybe even real-time oversight, and security teams can get video playback to check exactly what someone did. That sounds incredibly powerful for audits.
It is. It's huge for proving accountability to happy auditors.
Yeah.
And for fast investigations if something does happen, you have undeniable proof of what went down. But, you raise a good point implicitly. The sheer volume of data may be a big brother feeling.
Yeah, potentially.
The key is balancing this. Clear policies, focusing the intense monitoring on privileged activities, not just everyday user stuff. That helps maintain trust while ensuring security.
Okay. Next, audit logging. You mentioned this is more than just basic logs, like forensic-grade immutable logs.
Precisely. Immutable meaning they can't be altered or deleted. These logs give you that full chain of custody for PHI access. It's the verifiable proof needed to back up HIPAA's auditing requirements. A tamper-proof digital footprint, basically.
And finally, incident response integration and compliance reporting. So connecting this PAM system with things like SUMS, security information and event management system.
Yes, exactly. For real-time threat detection, alerts.
Plus, getting rich, customizable reports ready for audits.
These integrations mean you can respond fast, contain breaches affecting PHI quickly, and the reporting. It massively eases the burden of HIPAA compliance checks. Lets organizations show their diligence, their security posture with actual evidence. It's not just about being secure, it's about proving you are.
Okay, that makes sense. So, connecting all the dots, what does this mean for the data itself? How is the actual PHI protected at every point? Let's get into those technical safeguards.
Right, the core protections for the data.
It seems to start with robust password management. Automating password changes, enforcing complexity, storing them securely in encrypted vaults. It's about taking human error out of password hygiene, isn't it? We're not great at passwords.
We really aren't. This eliminates huge risks. Password reuse, weak passwords, the mess of manual management. Automating this removes a massive vulnerability. It's a critical baseline protection.
Then there's encryption, data in transit and at rest. So encrypting data moving across networks using strong protocols like TLS 1.2+.
Yes, preventing sniffing or tampering during transmission.
And encrypting sensitive info credentials, recordings, configs while it's just sitting stored on disk.
Which raises that important question again. What's the point of protecting access if the data itself isn't protected end-to-end?
Good point.
Encryption ensures that even if someone gets their hands on the physical storage, the PHI stays secure, unreadable, without the keys. The deeper challenge there often is managing those encryption keys effectively, keeping the keys themselves secure.
Right, key management. Okay, a simpler one, but maybe really effective, session time out. Automatically logging users off if they're inactive.
It sounds simple, but it's a crucial safeguard. It protects PHI from being exposed on abandoned sessions, unattended workstations. That's a surprisingly common way for insider threats or just opportunistic access to happen.
Hadn't thought of it that way.
Okay.
We also look at data segmentation and secure remote access, so logically separating systems with PHI from other IT stuff, allowing different security rules for different zones.
Exactly, creating distinct security zones.
And ensuring secure remote access via encrypted tunnels, proxies, VPNs, strict validation before connection.
These give you another layer of isolation and control, specifically for PHI. And they let clinicians, vendors, contractors securely reach the systems they need without, opening up the entire internal network to wider risks, building secure pathways, not just wide open doors.
Makes sense. And finally, for data protection, backup and recovery. Encrypted, regularly tested backups of credentials, configurations, logs.
This ensures you can recover quickly if there's a disaster. That's vital for maintaining PHI security and availability. It directly meets HIPAA mandates for data integrity, resilience. It's your ultimate safety net for keeping things running securely.
So we've covered a lot of tech,
Hmm.
but it's not just about the tech, is it? The human element feels massive
Oh,
here.
absolutely critical. You can have the best tech in the world, but if people misuse it,
Right. That's where training and awareness come in. Things like in-system prompts, reminders about best practices, compliance alerts. It's about helping users be part of the security solution, not the problem.
and if we connect this to the bigger picture, technology is only as strong as the people using it. It's a cliche, but true. Ongoing education makes sure everyone understands their high-power responsibilities when they handle PHI. It helps turn them from potential weak spots into, well, active parts of the security posture, fostering a real culture of vigilance.
Okay, so let's try and wrap this up. What does this all mean when you put it together? Implementing a comprehensive PAM solution like the one described in our source. It really minimizes the risk of PHI exposure significantly, doesn't it?
Dramatically.
It speeds up incident detection and response, it simplifies IPAA audits because of the built-in reporting, and fundamentally, it strengthens the whole organization's compliance posture, like building layers of defense around that patient data.
Exactly. And ultimately, safeguarding patient trust. That's paramount. This deep dive really shows how these sophisticated security measures, they aren't just about ticking regulatory boxes. They're about empowering healthcare providers to uphold that trust, protecting sensitive health data at every single point of privileged access. It's about enabling better, safer care, not just restricting access. So maybe the thought to leave you with is this. What stands out to you about how these specific controls actually work together to build and maintain patient trust, even when healthcare gets more and more digital and complex?
That's a really powerful thought to mull over that deep connection between advanced security tech and fundamental patient trust. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive. It's been fascinating exploring this intersection of technology, security, and healthcare. Until next time.